welcome to another episode of Rise Sports. My name is Ryan Sullivan. On the far side, we have Mr. DeMerit, and in the middle, we have Justin Douglas from Rugby Canada. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Oh, thanks for having me.
What a setting. What a setting. We don't normally have this backdrop in our studio apartments or other place out or podcast rooms. So
yeah.
It's nice to be in this environment, that's for sure.
Yeah, pretty good spot.
At the Daily Hive, we got like a glorified boiler room, pretty much. It's the broom closet, so this is all right. Let's start with the show as we always do. We talk about your Rise story. That's why we call it Rise Sports. So from the very start, grassroots, how you fell in love with the game, the instrumental people that got you going and kept you going when you were a little younger in the minor leagues there.
All right. It's grade 7. I started playing at Claiborne Middle School. I wanted to follow my brother Travis and Jared's footsteps. The high school coming out, Robert Bateman's really into rugby. Really big program there. I was taught under Dave Chambers and Stephen Rowell for my senior years. And from there, they got me involved with the BC Elite U7s, and that was run by Shane Thompson at the time. And he was pretty instrumental in getting me involved in a high level of sevens. And then I played in the Youth Commonwealth Games. And from there, the coach at the time, Garrett John, saw me playing and got me involved in this men's team after high school. So I was pretty excited on that.
I think you touched on it. Do you have 2 older brothers?
2 older brothers, yes.
And any other siblings? Can you talk about kind of, we like to talk about the support systems on this show, and
okay.
Talk about your family life. Talk about how your brothers instilled toughness in you. Like how do those types of things happen in your world to kind of again. Being the youngest, I was a younger brother. I know what that's like to be the younger brother. And talk about that and how that you think those types of things attributed to your story.
Okay, I grew up in Abbotsford, BC, on a dairy farm. 2 older brothers. They'd always beat the hell out of me and get me a bit tougher. Obviously, Travis is 5 years older than me, so real mammoth of a task to try to wrestle with him. But no, they were unbelievable and helping me with every little thing. I would always be playing games against them, and obviously when you're playing against older competition, you get so much better at the young age, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's life like growing up on a dairy farm? How does that toughen you up?
It's a lot of work. You obviously realize that, like from an early standpoint, that you have to put in the work and kind of reap the rewards from that. My old man, he's incredibly hard worker, and yeah, that really passes down throughout the family. Meet
the parents. They say you can milk anything with nipples.
yeah, I don't know about that.
Fair enough. All right, now back to the game. On your way up, what's the biggest lesson that you learned? It could be something that was like, trial by fire, just you messed up and then, okay, you get this lesson out of it, the grain of salt. What was the biggest thing that you learned that you still utilize to this day?
For me, it was just to enjoy the game, to have fun. No matter who I've been around, as long as we've been having fun, it's been a good team, and the results have definitely come with it.
What's the hardest thing that you kind of had to overcome on the way up? I mean, everybody goes through bumps and bruises, growing pains along the way. What was your biggest one?
In my senior year of high school, I tore my ACL, MCL, and meniscus. So then, I had surgery in January of 2012, and then I had a lot of work with physio back home in Abbotsford, Dan Boss, and in 8 months we were able to rehab that, and I was lucky enough to get called into the men's team.
Nice. Okay. Can you kind of describe that feeling? I mean, you get named to Team Canada. Being the younger brother, that's got to be a nice feather in the cap sort of thing. Just kind of going from there. Once you get named, just kind of the overall feeling, and then having to perform on the world's biggest stage.
No, that was definitely that was something I was really striving towards. I kind of had an idea of it before, but obviously the huge roadblock and the knee injury. So to get back to that level of rugby was pretty awesome for me. Sorry, I forgot the last question of that.
That's okay. It was basically just like on the world's biggest stage. How do you overcome the nerves and stay on your game?
That's kind of the beauty of sevens. When you're out there, it's just fun. You kind of the rest is noise. Everyone's having fun in the crowd, whatnot. But it's just always playing rugby.
Now, obviously, you're known as one of the faster players in the league. And what kind of have you always been fast? Is that something that you've worked on, kind of with your coaching staff? Talk a little bit about your position in the sevens. I think people love watching sevens, but they don't really. It just, like you said, it's a big show, so you don't really. You're paying attention to so many different things. Can you kind of touch on, there's only 7 of you out there, so can you talk about your role on the team and kind of what that looks like as far as what you bring through the game days?
Okay, so within the team, you have your big guys that eat up space. They take in other players. They condense everything. You have the steppers, and then you have the speed men on the outside, which I like to think I am. I'm more of a finisher. I work on the back, so a lot of hard work from these boys. And yeah, I'm the one. I tend to put the ball over the line if they give me space, but again, it's on the back of a lot of hard work from them.
Now, Jay got to experience one night in the green suit, and it's fun. It's a good time, and I'm not going to say that it's anywhere near the realm of just another day in the life of a professional athlete. Because we were talking about this guy's story about a month ago or so, and he's having lunch with Elton John over in England and whatnot. Just another day. Oh, Bill Clinton's coming in. Let's crack some beers. What's the life like when you go on the road? You go to a Singapore or something like that. For a national team player?
Life on the road is a lot of coffee. We're always trying to catch up with jet lag. I see a lot of hotels, but we usually get a day off where we get to see the cities, and we travel around 10 around the world and usually have one good day out there. But outside of the tournament.
That's funny you say that. We were talking about jet lag yesterday, just when I used to play internationally as well. And do you have any tricks? Like, what are your tricks to get over jet lag? Just coffee.
A lot of coffee, and I don't really try to fight it, to be honest. I fall asleep quite a bit. But no, just a lot of coffee with the boys and try to get out for a walk. That's about it.
Mine was never nap for more than an hour, like when you land. Yeah. Because a lot of guys will go nap and try to get caught up, but like I always found that if I slept for over an hour, then it messed me up even more. So but setting your alarm for 40 minutes is actually horrible. Trying to get up and get through that first, oh God, my alarm's going off. But normally it sets you right back up and right back in. And that was one of my best tricks. Try to take micro naps, 25 minutes.
Yeah. Now this, you know what? I've never even asked you this. Maybe this is a question for both of you guys. What's the pregame regimen? Because everyone has a different one, and I used to have a goalie growing up that would yell at everyone to shut up, but there had to be half an hour of silence before every game so we could get in the zone. We were I don't know, we were 15. I was like, this guy's an idiot. But aside from that, what's the regimen for you guys before you step onto the field, before you get in there, to get you in the zone, to get you moving? And there's a funny ad out right now. It's got 3 old hockey players, Doug Gilmour and a few others, and they're eating spaghetti and meatballs because it used to be carb load and pasta. And then there's the new guys eating the vegan treats. What's the regimen like for you gentlemen? We'll start over here, and then we'll move our way across the panel.
For retired guys.
I'm not too big on superstitions or anything like that, but we play 3 games a day, so it's got to be really condensed. I'll watch game film a bit and just hang out and try to be relaxed until we head out.
Fair enough. Mr. DeMerit, what was the regimen?
I like to eat 3 hours. Well, because we run our 90-minute game, so I would eat 3 hours beforehand. A little bit of everything was my. But then hydration was key.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. But it's the thing. There's no set. It's for everyone. It's different. It's whatever worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I couldn't walk into a game heavy. I didn't want to feel heavy. I'd rather be on the little bit of the hungry side than the trying to carry stuff.
Yeah.
So, that was about it. Banana, right when I got to the stadium, just to kind of fill the stomach, but not give you a lot of mass.
Yeah. When it comes to rugby, you want to feel a little heavier, though. Maybe that's the key.
Guinness?
No.
Yeah, just a couple back.
No, it's not quite like that. But I actually get really, really tired out there, so I try to be light. I was running around quite a bit, using a lot of energy, so it's tough.
Yeah, fair enough. Why don't we go back to the overall career, and what's the greatest achievement that we'll say that you've had personally, but then also on a national level? I know last year named DHL Impact Player of the Year. I mean, that's insane. That's an awesome honor. Where does that rank for you, and is there something better, maybe even a personal thing that wasn't in the accolades, that people don't know about that's up there for you?
No, most of achievements, if you want to call it that, are mostly team-based for me. the Pan Am Games 2015 coming out with the gold was really big. But Singapore in 2017 to win that first Canada World Series tournament that we've won, that was massive, yeah.
For us, it's the rise is something that will always bring great successes, but it will also bring great adversities. And I think we try to ask everybody to finish the show of like what the rise and shine rules are. And rise and shine rules are just mottos or rules that you live by. What are things that either get you through those adversities or make you perform well when the lights are on? Like what are certain things that have gotten you to the performances that you've gotten to, and therefore bred the successes or triumphs that you've had so far in your young career?
Yeah. Well, for me, it's basically you get in what you put in, sort of. So if you put in a lot of work, then you reap the rewards of that. And yeah, it's always just been work hard and have fun doing it.
I noticed that you throw out on the talking about the boys and whatnot, and it's a very kind of locker room vernacular, if you will. What's some rugby slang that maybe a couple people haven't touched on?
Nothing, man. No.
In hockey, hockey, of course.
Hockey's a bit more involved with that.
You got the clapper. You're going top cheddar. What?
No, there's nothing like that in rugby, man.
Nothing. Okay, all right, fair enough.
No top cheddars.
What's the out of all the sevens that you've been to, and I don't know if they're all as costume based as Vancouver, but what's the best costume that you have seen in the crowd?
In Sydney last year, there was a guy, big gut, and he was an avocado, but he had the pit cut out for his stomach, and I like that quite a bit.
That's pretty awesome.
What's your favorite city on the stops?
Outside of Vancouver, obviously it's Vancouver, but Cape Town is really cool. There's definitely a lot to do there. We've gone shark cage diving there before, so that was
cool.
Unreal, bucket list item. And there's Table Mountain, just so much to do in Cape Town.
Justin Douglas, man, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Really do appreciate it. That was awesome.
Get that head better. We need you out there.
Yeah, man. Can't wait.
I figured I would hop in the middle seat for a change and let you know that today's show is brought to you by the fine folks at Botanica, the new perfect protein elevated anti-inflammatory by Botanica. It's an organic plant protein blend with anti-inflammatory superfoods, including turmeric and ginger, plus 20 grams of fermented plant protein packed with natural vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, healthy fats, and fiber. We love it. Turmeric helps reduce inflammation for sports recovery. It is a fantastic thing. And as mentioned in last week's podcast, a lot of people, they had turmeric. It's like it's the new kale. It's the in thing to do. But Botanica actually has a doctor-recommended dosage of protein in there, of turmeric in there. It makes a huge difference. Trust me, it's good stuff. It's also brought to you by the Burrard Hotel, who bring us this. Even two guys in green spandex sometimes need to break away from regular life.
And the Burrard has everything we need.
Space for hanging out.
Likes for exploring.
Sweet rooms for getting ready for the game.
And an amazing downtown location.
So book your Burrard breakaway now and we'll see you at the game. Check out the promo code below. Enter that in at theburrard.com for 15% off your next stay. It's an awesome spot. If you're coming to these sevens, especially if you're coming down to BC Place, Rogers Arena, your footsteps from the rink or the field or the pitch, so you can have a few bevies and walk on back to the hotel. No problem. Stay safe. Also brought to you by the fine folks at Burrard Roofing, who bring us this.
Drip, drip, drip. Ladies, you don't have to sleep with that drip tonight. That annoying drip in your home you just haven't gotten around to getting rid of? Burrard Roofing and Drainage can fix that annoying drip. For 40 years, Burrard Roofing and Drainage has been fixing roof leaks right down to the cause, guaranteed. Call Burrard Roofing and Drainage. Call 604-986-1812. Burrard Roofing and Drainage. We've got you covered.
Check them out online at burrardroofing.com, 604-986-1812, rated A++ by the Better Business Bureau. They've been serving the North Shore and the Lower Mainland proudly for over 40 years. Give them a buzz. They do some fine work. And the fine folks at Red Truck Beer, always keeping us hydrated. You do some fine work. Interesting cameo. Doing some fine work over there. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And the fine folks at the Daily Hive. We'll be back in studio soon enough. Thanks to you guys as well. All right, that's it for The Rise. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week.